What is your American dream?
My American dream is one day opening my Fifth Avenue crafts couture shop, classy men and women style. The first African-inspired clothes and accessories on Fifth Avenue, right in front of Trump Tower.
Successful and free, you know? Yeah, it's all about being successful.
My American dream is to be one of the best known chef there is. Yeah, that's where I want to be now. I want to be known.
And to be the best I can be.
My dream is to be with my family and be able to take care of my family the best way I possibly can. I've had 2 more children since I've come here, and being in the United States has its benefits for my children.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! All right, Lucky, here you go. Here you go, Lucky. I mean, you know, it's like you just get paid in doggy biscuits and I just get paid in pretzels. And I mean, we both work really, really hard. It would be nice to get some cold, hard cash in our pockets. Well, we don't really have pockets, but we could get fanny packs. So I'm thinking it's time to pull a Point Break. I'm going to be Johnny Utah because Keanu Reeves is my new hero. You're going to be Patrick Swayze's Bodai. It's going to be awesome. And we could rob a bank or something, and then we would have some cold, hard cash, too. Oh, kisses. What do you think? Why don't we go rob Brad? You like that idea? All right, let's go. Oh, Brad? This is a stick-up. Lucky and I decided that we're sick of just getting paid with biscuits and pretzels. So we are reenacting Point Break, where I am Johnny Utah dressed as a president, and Lucky is Bodai, and we're here to come stick you up.
Do you have Lucky's poop bag? What are you doing?
This is not a poop bag. This is for all the cold, hard cash you're about to give us.
Sam, you're playing around like a 1980s movie. Like you look like a really bad Patrick Swayze. Go back to work, Sam.
You're gonna have to work really hard for pretzels.
That's what everyone has to do.
Hey, Lucky left anyway. All right, this was a wash. Oh, there you are. But still, this is a wash. And I'll go back to bartering pretzels with people for cash. We're going to take our poop bag and our biscuits and we're out of here. Come on. We'll figure out another plot line. Well, that didn't work out very well. But no matter what, I'm always going to have Johnny Utah in my bones. And Lucky makes a pretty good bow tie. Anyway, did you miss yesterday's episode of Bradshaw Live? Well, in case you did, Belgium Kim attended a gun vigil in Brooklyn, New York at Grand Army Plaza. The vigil was formed in response to the back-to-back mass shootings that have occurred all over the United States recently, terrorizing the entire country. From Gilroy, California, to El Paso, Texas, to Dayton, Ohio, to Chicago, to right here in New York City. Something has to be done about this, people. And now is the time that you have all been waiting for. It's time for Bradshaw Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-hosts Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy! And I take requests. So if you have any other movies that you would like Lucky and I to act in, please let me know in the comments. Groundhog Sam aims to please.
Welcome, everybody. Tuesday, August 13th. Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias in the studio with me. What? And we are ready to start our show. Yeah. Rosanna went to the phone lines.
Oh.
It was Rosanna, assistant executive producer. Rosanna pregnant.
Right.
We sent her pregnant out on the ledge.
16 months pregnant.
She's about to pop.
She is so pregnant.
And we sent, she's way past her due date. So, and we sent her out on the ledge. We fixed the phone, so you can call right now, 1-800-529-5465. We're going to take a lot of phone calls today, because we didn't get any phone calls yesterday. Belgium Kim, how was your day today?
It's been fantastic, Brad.
Really?
Yeah.
And Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, fresh off of jury duty. Are you on the jury or off the duty?
I am off
the duty or on the duty?
I'm off duty.
You're off duty?
It was a very eventful day. Yeah. So I got on, or we went into the courthouse. The judge literally talked to us for about 30 minutes
What kind
before.
Of case?
He couldn't say exactly what it was, but he talked to us for 30 minutes
About
trying to prep us, saying, listen, this is a very, very big case, a very big criminal case, and a public figure, but we can't say anything else about it because the lawyers weren't there. And they said that it would go to at least November, at the end of November. So they basically asked us if we would have any restrictions.
And you're like, hell yeah.
I was like, hell yes. No, I can't do it. But then he said it started September 3rd. So we came here and we researched
who's September 3rd
cases coming up, and it was Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh wow, you were going to be on the Cuba Gooding Jr. jury.
Yeah.
That would have been good. We have a reporter embedded from Bradshaw Live on the jury, directly from the jury room.
But I wouldn't be able to say anything.
No, that doesn't seem like it.
You wouldn't know that.
I know. I'm making a joke. Let me say hello to Fearless Michelle Jalove on Facebook. That throws me off. Jalove is on Facebook now. Says, hi, Brad, Kim, and Yoko. Jalove was always on YouTube before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ruthie Graham, Lynn Brown, First Lady Hewitt, Anna K. Moxham, Asset Lindo, Simone Garraway saying hello, Sandy Smith, Mia Montauk, De Forbes says, squad up, family.
Yeah.
Ramona Hazel, what's going on? Joan Grant says, squad up, everybody. Dane, see welcome. You are welcome. And good afternoon, Brad. Kivashia Coombs with a question.
Nice, I like it.
I like asking the question.
Right off the top.
But first say hello.
Yeah.
All right. And Kennedy Roy, Lolith Platt, and Belgium Kim rounding out the squad ups on Facebook. Oh, Jalove. Jalove is double fisting today.
Why wouldn't you?
Jalove is double fisting, watching both on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, both has phones up.
I'm going to tell you something. You can't get enough of Bradshaw Live when you got to watch it on both feeds, right?
I feel like it's a good way to do surround sound, Brad. You do two devices, one in the front, one in the back. Your whole living room is Bradshaw.
But also every day, either Facebook or YouTube is off about 10 seconds, one or the other.
Right.
That's true.
So you can actually, if you miss something, watch the replay 10 seconds later. Right?
A constant instant replay. Right
Exactly.
there.
Wait, what was that answer? I'm going back to the replay on the other one.
Or it would sound like a big cave in your house with a big echo. It's like,
You're like,
Be ideating for you guys how to watch this.
you imagine, like, I don't know if Jalove has kids, but you imagine, like, Mommy, what's this echo coming from? What's wrong with all the TVs and computers?
I kind of do want to know from the Brad Squad, how do you guys watch the show? Are you on the phone on the subway station? Are you Chromecasting us on your 80 million inch TV?
Ow.
Are you like, I want to know how you're watching?
I would say mostly on the phone.
Yeah.
A few on a tablet.
Yeah.
A couple on a
TV.
on a laptop.
Oh, okay.
And as far as I know, it's Glamma with the 80-inch TV.
It's not Glamma.
We always say that.
We always say it's
Glamma. Who is it?
It's not Glamma. I think it might be Jessica Leamy.
Jessica Leamy.
With
There's
the 72-inch.
somebody has a 72-inch or an 80-inch. And on YouTube, DJ Up. Is it DJ just says up or is it DJ Up? I don't know. Sexy Shan Myers. I have to pronounce her name properly because other than that, I'm saying she's sexy.
Right.
Shan Myers, but her real name on YouTube, I don't want anyone to think that I am saying Shan Myers is sexy, although she probably is.
Right.
But I am not.
But we're not saying that.
I am not saying that because then Jessica Leamy is going to say, how come you're not calling me sexy Jessica Leamy, Joelle, right?
This is
it's
true.
because Shan Myers calls herself sexy Shan Myers.
Right.
Tracy Lacey, Rococo Chocolat. Oh, we haven't seen Rococo in a while.
Ooh.
Yes. Max Santos, how are you? And Miss Sani with a question. Tia Prasad with a question. Alea Francois says, hello, squad family and Devious 1NM. And says, come on, Devious 1M. Okay, first of all, Bernie Sanders is not going to be the president.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Do you think it's because he wants to tell us about the aliens?
I don't know if Devious 1M,
Ew.
what his deal is, but he's saying, save your money, guys. When Bernie passes open border legislation, you won't need this stuff.
Now, it's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
This is what I'm... Devious, I'd like to know more, because here's the thing. Devious also talked about how much he enjoyed the show yesterday, and very sweetly replied to my comment saying that he's watching us on his smart TV. So we are
A little
all up in Devious's life.
We don't know. Is Devious is trolling us or he's on our team?
Are you friend or foe?
We don't know.
Or maybe he's just, one of those jealous type of fans that doesn't want anybody else to watch us and wants us all to himself.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Devious has to present himself as friend
Devious
or
is
foe.
pretty devious.
Is he a friend or is he a foe? We don't know.
Devious.
Because then I have to. Because then if he's a foe, I wouldn't say hello to him.
No,
I would
you don't
say
get hellos.
I would be like, hey, Tia Prasad, Max Santos, Devious RN.
No hello.
But we're not saying
We're not
that yet.
saying that yet.
Not yet.
We're not saying that yet.
You have an opportunity.
You have an opportunity to be our friend.
Yeah.
We are giving you that opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, but I can tell you right now, every foe has been kicked off of this show by the rest of the squad.
That's true.
They have been told they would go after you.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know. Like
They will be on you like white on rice.
yeah, like a rodent in a Disney movie. You know,
Yes.
somebody, right? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
And Amy Plum saying hello. Joaquin Moreno, Simone Garay, D Bean on YouTube, Crystal G, Paris Kumar with a question. We'll get to you in a little bit. Tina Jones also with a question. And Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias and Belgium Kim. Today in the spotlight, we have somebody coming out of the closet today.
Oh, I like it.
We have someone coming out of the closet today, Shireen Cornwall, who watches every day but is a closet commenter, meaning that she doesn't really say much, but she watches every day. And she is from Jamaica. She's been vacationing here in the United States, visiting friends and family in New Jersey since last week. Very, very attractive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. Our Brad squad is getting Jonathan. He's like happy he got off jury duty for this
Right.
one, right?
I didn't think I was coming today, but I'm happy.
He's happy he's seeing this, right? She's extremely outgoing, stylish, and absolutely loves spending time outdoors doing anything from track and field, going to amusement parks, eating at delicious restaurants, and hitting the beach.
Man, what a well-rounded individual.
Right.
Track and
All the stuff I
field,
like.
amusement parks, restaurants, and the beach. That
All the
sounds like
stuff I
a
like.
very great weekend.
That's a
That
great
sounds like
weekend.
an
amazing weekend. Yes.
Restaurants, amusement parks, and the beach.
And now back in Jamaica,
yeah.
she owns her own hairstylist salon. So she doesn't just have a chair.
Nice.
She owns all the
The
chairs.
salon.
Now she's discovered the show on YouTube, but has made the rounds and became an active member on every platform, enjoying our Instagram stories and becoming an active member of our Facebook Brad Squad group.
Amazing.
Right.
That's right.
All right,
love
so Shireen Cornwell, let's go through those pictures one more time, just for Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Right, for me.
One more time.
All right.
All right, she's in New Jersey, Jonathan. She's
in Jersey.
Yes, she is. She is close by.
Okay.
All right, she is. What's the word when you're
Adjacent?
no? Oh boy, I haven't dated in so long. I don't remember anymore. Geographically desirable.
Oh,
Right. Thank you very much,
But
Jill.
is she visiting?
What,
Jill
she's just
got-
visiting. Jill got it. Geographically desirable for you.
How
Jonathan.
did Jill get
Right.
geographically
But
But she knew exactly
That's what you were
That's
thinking?
exactly what I was
I've
thinking.
never even heard that.
You never heard that
so
before?
No.
Yeah,
That
because that's a Gen X thing.
You know what's
yeah.
what's
I mean, it
weird?
makes
That's a
sense,
Gen
but I've
X
not
thing.
heard that
I don't think
before.
so. I think it's this weird Brad Jill mind melt thing that happens because
Maybe.
you guys are real
That happens
funky
a lot.
and freaky
Maybe.
with
That
the
happens
with
a
the
lot.
mind melt.
Well, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, Belgium Kim, why don't you tell everybody what they need to do to share this show so we can get as many viewers as we can and help as many people as we can.
Absolutely. Just like you guys heard Brad say, we need you guys to share this show. But first off, I want you guys to know, everybody on YouTube and everybody on Facebook, I need you guys to join the Brad Squad page on Facebook. We are going to put the link right now in the comments. All you have to do is click the link, press join, and we will accept your request. All right, and with that, you will get a lot of incentives. You'll get first 5 dibs. You guys get first dibs. The first 5 people that comment and put their social media questions on there for the day, we will ask your questions first. You guys saw yesterday, we had a lot of social media questions. We did not get to all of them, but for sure, we got to the first 5 that joined the group. So you guys make sure you join the group right now. Now, on Facebook, what we're gonna do is we need you guys to share, okay? We need you guys to share to people's pages, share to inboxes. We want you to share in a text message blast. We want you to share anywhere you can.
Do you remember when we used to bribe people to share?
I do.
We stopped doing that.
We did.
We
because
stopped
we were
doing
getting like
that.
1,200 shares.
That's right.
1,100
Remember when we
shares?
had like 1,200 shares and we were offering people free stuff?
Right, like we gave people movie tickets,
That's
we
right.
gave everybody t-shirts, we gave
Do you wanna
everybody
do one?
mugs.
Yes. Let's do it. We haven't done it in a long time.
Let's do it.
You want to bribe?
One free
What's
consultation.
the bribe? What's the bribe?
One free
All right,
consultation.
so
That
this
was
is what
the
we're going to
go-to.
do. This is what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, because we haven't done it in so long.
That's been
Okay.
a long time.
I will give a free consultation, which is a value of $200 of my own time.
Which is
You
crazy.
can do it over the phone.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
You can do it in person. Smoke signals. Morse code. Skype.
You could also give it to someone.
Right. FaceTime. You can hand it off to somebody.
Can
Right.
they sell it?
They can sell it.
What?
It's completely sellable. But I will do one for absolutely free. But on Facebook, we have to have over 1,000 shares today. Is that going to happen?
I think that's going a little high for the
That's
first one.
700 shares today.
You being
Boy, you're giving a hard negotiation, Jonathan. 500 shares today.
I could give 500. Like average, what is it?
No, 500's not. We get 500.
Well, no, we haven't.
We
averaged.
get 500.
What have we been getting, Kim?
We've been getting, I believe, in the low 100s without forcing anyone to.
All right, let's just twist their arm a little bit.
Okay.
Here's a little arm
Twist it,
twisting.
twist it, Brad,
$200 free consultation, just because we haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
If we get to 500 shares on
Wow,
Facebook,
there it is.
Plus,
I like that.
plus, I will give another free consultation
Wow.
too.
Yeah.
If we get to over 400 people simultaneously watching on YouTube.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
All
On
right, so-
YouTube?
on YouTube.
Okay.
So it's 2 separate contests.
Yeah.
Okay.
One for YouTube, one for Facebook.
Gotcha.
Facebook needs 500 shares. If we get 400 people simultaneously watching on YouTube, I will give away 2 free consultations on tomorrow's show.
Yep.
And the consultations will be given away randomly
Yep.
to 2 people who are part of the Brad Squad.
What, or
All you have to do is comment.
can we make them comment
They'll
on
comment.
this thread? You gotta
Fine.
be in the
Comment
Brad
on this thread,
and, you
and
gotta
we'll
comment.
put you in the bin.
Yep.
Yes.
We'll put you in the bin tomorrow.
Yes.
And I'm gonna put on my hat.
That's right.
So
If the
500
interns
is
clean
not
out the hat.
impossible, guys. 500 is not impossible. I see you guys saying, oh, 700 is impossible. I say that for right now it's kind of steep, but 500 you guys can definitely do.
And you, by the way, you could win on YouTube and lose on Facebook, or vice versa.
There you go.
And I feel like we're honestly throwing you a bone, because when you guys got to those 1,200 numbers and those 1,100 numbers, there were fewer. More people watch the
Right.
show now, so it should be much easier for all of you to get to 500. That's an easy target.
Now, Carol Anderson the Tiger says, come on, Brad is giving it away for free. Congratulations. Come on, people. Who needs Brad? Let's just do this, everybody.
I mean, listen, let's be honest. There are some of you guys that send comments and questions literally every day. I think that some of you guys need this. So push.
By the way, Jessica Levy says, me.
There you go.
I need it.
I want you guys to know there's a way to cheat and try and get this right now. Not really cheat, but a better way to get it. You guys need to start a watch party.
That's right.
So when you start a watch party, not only start it, but comment to every single one of your friends that is watching and tell them to share it.
Ah.
Do it.
Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. with the Facebook. With the Facebook knowledge.
That good.
That's right.
That good.
So that will definitely help you guys get to your goal. Only 500 on Facebook. So you guys push. But not only that, but we also want you guys to comment. Comment all throughout the comment section. When we're talking about the news, we're going to schmooze with Brad soon. But also when we talk about all the questions that are going to be answered, give us whatever you guys feel.
Now, Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
How are we going to get to 400 views on YouTube? Just even for 5 seconds.
Listen, it is going to be super easy, Brad. People need to tell their family and their friends about the show right this second. So the way that they do that is they hit that share button. It's got that little arrow beside it. You hit the copy link button and you paste it as a link and send it to all of your friends and family as a text message through whatever app you use to text your people. We know you guys do different kinds of stuff. Do it in all of them. Through Instagram DMs, through Twitter, or through tweets, through absolutely every single platform. Lavon D. Tucker said she likes smoke signals. That's not going to count as a share, fam, so we're going to need more.
By the way, First Lady Hewitt says, I don't think she wants the consultation. She just wants a free Brad Show Live mug. I will be happy to send you a $10 mug over a $200 consultation if, in fact, you win. But you get the choice of a $200 consultation or a $10 mug. How's that?
But here's the thing about First Lady Hewitt. She wants the mug because she's already a client, Brad. But what First Lady Hewitt doesn't realize is that she can now gift it to
somebody
any
else.
of her friends or family.
Or sell it.
Sell it. Let people know that they can win it right now.
That's right.
That's
so
the way
another
you do
way
it.
you guys can actually hit this on YouTube. How many people are in your household? If you have kids that have phones, log on to their YouTube right now and watch it. If there are 5 of you guys at the house, there's 5 of you guys in one household watching. Let's do this. That's 5 times everybody that's watching right now. You guys can do this. I know you can. Have faith in you.
Yes. And make sure that you are letting us know that you are hitting those like buttons, those subscribe buttons, and the little bells beside both of those, because that's when you know when we go live. All right, now is the time you have all been waiting for. While you keep sharing like crazy, we're going to be schmoozing with Brad.
All right, so last night, right before we went on the air, the Department of Homeland Security released a new rule for affidavits of support that's going to affect more than half of the people who are applying for green cards, and it's going to affect them negatively. Going back, so you get a little history of this affidavit of support. It came into being in 1996 during the Bill Clinton was president, Newt Gingrich was running the Congress. And prior to 1996, the affidavit of support was a worthless document. You would give an affidavit of support, but it had absolutely no legal ramification whether you supported somebody or not. In 1996, they made it a contract between you and the United States government that you have to support your relative 125% above the poverty level in order for them to get a green card. And if you fail to do so, the government can turn around and sue you for that money. I have never seen the government sue anybody for their money, although Donald Trump says he's going to start doing it.
Right.
Now, Stephen Miller, a.k.a. Lurch, he convinced Department of Homeland Security to change the affidavit of support rules. Now, it is in law that you have to support yourself. You have to be able to support the person 125% above the poverty level. So what, up until this moment, as long as you had an income of 125% above the poverty level based on the number of people in your household, your relative would get through. So for example, if you earned $35,000 a year and you were sponsoring your relative, plus you had one other person in your household, that would be a family of 3. $35,000 a year is more than 125% above the poverty level for a family of 3. Your relative, you show your tax return, your relative gets a green card.
You're good, right.
Now, Donald Trump, an AKA Lurch,
right?
Just call him AKA Lurch. I can't call that guy's name anymore. They changed the rules as of yesterday around 5 o'clock, right before we came on the air, so we didn't really get a chance to talk about it yesterday. And the rule says now that you have to earn over $62,000 a year in order to be able to prove that your relative will not be taking need-based government assistance.
Wow.
If you earn less than $62,000 a year, it is your burden to prove to the government that your relative will not be taking need-based government assistance. So they're saying, how would you do that? Well, your relative would need to come with health insurance. Your relative would need to come with a job already or a job offer. Things of that nature. That is going to prevent a lot of people who earn less than $62,000 a year from sponsoring their relatives because they're not going to be able to prove that. How do you get somebody who doesn't have a green card or a social security number health insurance? Who's going to offer somebody who's out of status a job? It is going to depress the number of people. There he is, Lurch.
Lurch.
That
Man.
Lurch. It's going to depress the number of people who are middle class and working class from applying for green cards. Now, the rule doesn't take effect for another 60 days. So anybody who gets their applications in before October 15th, I believe is the date, fall under the old rules.
Right.
So if you are going to plan on getting married, or you are already married, and you plan on giving an affidavit of support for your relative, and you earn less than $62,000 a year, the smartest thing you could do in the world is get married now and file now. Or if you're already married, file now.
Yep.
And file properly, because if you screw it up and they return the paperwork, it'll be after October 15th.
Oh, man.
Now, I will also say, I have not read the rule yet.
Okay.
It is an encyclopedia, this rule.
Yes.
Okay? And you know me, I have a 4-sentence rule on emails.
You do.
Okay? If there's more than 4 sentences in the email, call me and tell me the problem.
Yes. Right.
Because I can't read more than 4 sentences.
Right.
I looked at this regulation,
Yeah.
and I said, I got to read this on the weekend when I have time.
Right.
It is like 70 pages of reading.
Right.
Okay? So I have not read the fine print yet. I'm telling you how I understand the rule to be.
Right.
I will read the fine print over the weekend and come back and tell you more.
Okay.
Be that as it may,
Yeah.
my guess is that sometime within the next 2 to 3 weeks, there is going to be a group of people, whether it's from the ACLU or from some other legal organizations, that are going to sue the Department of Homeland Security and say that this is against the law, it is against proper procedure, substantive procedure.
Of course.
It is not following what the law that Congress has passed, and they're going to ask for what's called a preliminary injunction because it will permanently affect lots of people's green cards. And my guess is that there will be a preliminary injunction on this, although I can't guarantee you because it's only 24 hours since it's been published. And if there is a preliminary injunction, this will be in the courts for several years before it is resolved. Okay. Let's hope that's the case.
Yes.
And we'll deal with it after the presidential election and hope Trump doesn't win. So that is what's happening.
Wow.
That is what is happening with the new affidavit of support rules. Meanwhile, Trump made a pact. Pact.
Yes.
P-A-C-T. A pact with Guatemala while I was on vacation.
Right.
Saying that anybody coming through Guatemala to get to the United States on foot who's applying for asylum has to apply for asylum from Guatemala rather than from the United States. Now, this agreement was signed last month, but now Guatemala's new incoming president, Alejandro Giammattei, has vowed to seek better terms for his country. Now, outgoing President Jimmy Morales felt obligated to bow to Trump's demands after the continued threat of economic sanctions, which would have plunged Guatemala into an economic crisis. So basically, Trump said, either we're going to bankrupt Guatemala, or you're going to do what we tell you to do.
Right.
Now, Guatemala's highest court previously ruled that the country's president could not sign such an agreement. You may remember several months ago, we had a feature on our show. I forgot the name of the person, but Jill, if you can tell me the name, where the woman was Teresa Todd. Thank you very much. Where Teresa Todd, who was an attorney on the border in Texas, pulled over to the side of the road and found 3 children. Teenagers from El Salvador, young people, 17, 18, 19 years old. One was very ill.
Right.
She went to help them.
Right.
And then she got arrested for trying to smuggle aliens into the United States as an American citizen, actually went to jail.
Right.
That's
Now the
crazy.
backstory of these three young people, you want to call them children, young adults, they were 17, 18, 19
Right.
years old, was that the 17-year-old girl escaped violence in El Salvador. Her parents sent this girl to Guatemala, where she was then recruited by a local gang to be the girlfriend of the gang leader, where she was going to be raped and possibly tortured, and then had to escape Guatemala. So basically, what Donald Trump has done is sign an agreement that people who are escaping violence in El Salvador can go to more violence, or Honduras can go to more violence in Guatemala.
Sheesh.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Trump faced some protests when he went to Dayton and El Paso
Of course.
after the gun violence and the mass shootings in both of those cities that happened on August 7th. And if you remember, in El Paso, the gunman manifesto was to kill as many immigrants and Hispanics as possible. As he left the White House before his visits, Trump strongly criticized those who said he bears responsibility for the nation's divisions, saying, "My critics are political people." Now, according to the recent Pew Research Center polling, 85% of U.S. adults believe the tone and nature of political debate has become more negative, with the majority saying Trump has changed things for the worse. In Dayton, protesters chanted, "Ban those guns and do something." Well, this is what Donald Trump did.
Right.
This is what Donald Trump did, because didn't make the papers as much. This is what Donald Trump did while he was saying that it's not him, and I'm here in support of the communities, and I'm here in support of El Paso. I'm supporting this town that had a gunman with a manifesto that said, "I am going to kill Hispanics," and that's what he did. This is how he supported them. Because that same moment that Donald Trump was in El Paso and Dayton, Department of Homeland Security in Mississippi arrested 680 undocumented immigrants, mostly Hispanic, while most of their children were in school.
That's crazy.
This was in Forest, Mississippi. Many of the children on their first day of school came out of school to discover they had no mom or dad at home because all their parents were arrested by the Department of Homeland Security.
sad.
At the same moment, Trump's in El Paso saying, "It ain't me."
Right.
We have the video.
The immigrants just went just inside the company, just get our dads out of there. My dad didn't do nothing. He's not a criminal.
So, video shared on social media showed busloads of immigrants returning to, and it was all from I think a meat processing plant.
Yeah, food processing plant. Yeah, in Mississippi.
And 6 cities across, but a total of 680 undocumented aliens, and all of these children at that school. Most of those children at that school's parents worked at that plant.
Right.
They came out of school and they had no parents.
That is
No one was there to pick them
Yes,
up.
that's
That is
insane.
insane.
So now what happened to these children? Well, in Forest, Mississippi, strangers
Right.
and neighbors volunteered to take the children
Nice.
who had nowhere to go after their parents were detained at a local gym for a night. Now, all these parents are facing deportation now, but they have been reunited with their children. But what a canard by Donald Trump.
Right.
And what a hypocrite to go to El Paso at that moment and say, "It's not me, I'm here to support the community," and turn around in a different community, in a different state, and go and arrest Hispanics who've done nothing wrong.
They're at work.
They're at work. They're at work.
It's not even like they.
Now
you know,
people
got
say
caught
they
doing a
did
crime or
do
anything.
something wrong. They're working here out of status. You know who did something wrong? The plant managers who hired them.
That's a fact.
The U.S. companies that hired them. Okay? Everybody likes to blame the worker, but if there's a job, people are going to come.
Yeah, why wouldn't you take it?
Why wouldn't you take it? If there's a job, people are going to
That's
come.
actually very true.
It's very true.
So
but
the
you know
people
what? You can't go arrest. You can't go arrest Americans who are hiring people
So
undocumented.
that's what I was about to ask. Isn't that illegal though?
Yes, but you want to know what happens when you arrest Americans who are hiring undocumented aliens?
What?
You don't get reelected again Because that American,
Because they can actually-
right? So the American who hires the undocumented alien who's breaking the law, nothing happens to them.
Right.
The poor guy who's just trying to make a living for his kids.
Exactly.
That is sick.
That is sick.
And there was something that I saw. The Anne Frank Center posted something right afterwards.
I have it right here.
Yeah.
It said Anne Frank.
Yeah.
We talked about this yesterday, and I
Yeah.
actually saw the Anne Frank house. And go back yesterday. I don't need to talk about it again.
Right.
But she was the girl who wrote the diary during the Holocaust, and the Anne Frank Center.
Right.
From Amsterdam, Netherlands, gave out a quote that went viral. It says, "Terrible things are happening outside. At any time of night and day, poor helpless people are being dragged out of their homes. Families are torn apart. Men, women, and children are separated. Children come home from school to find their parents have disappeared." That was the Holocaust.
Right.
The only difference
Yeah.
is that the United States released these parents back to their children. Many will get deported. In Germany,
Right.
the parents never saw the
not
kids
come
never
back.
saw their
Yeah.
parents again, and they were killed.
Absolutely.
That's the only difference.
Yep.
I mean, it's a big difference, but that is the only
It is.
difference.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Uruguay and Venezuela. Venezuela hates the United States anyway, but Uruguay as well. Both have put the United States of America on a list of travel warnings to the United States for citizens of those countries, saying it is a dangerous country to come to.
Wow.
The Japanese consulate in Detroit, meanwhile, released a statement Sunday calling the United States a gun society and urging Japanese nationals to stay alert after the Dayton and El Paso
Wow.
shootings.
I understand.
These are the latest countries to label gun violence in America a safety concern for their citizens. In recent years, Germany, Ireland, Canada, New Zealand have also issued similar warnings about their citizens traveling to the United States.
Wow.
What a sad... Yes, Jill. And Jill wants me to read number 6.
Right.
Okay.
And number 6 says, last Wednesday, Amnesty International advised U.S. visitors to avoid cultural events, places of worship, schools, and shopping malls due to ongoing high levels of gun violence in the country.
That's crazy. I mean, everybody's on edge. We talked about it with Times
Yes.
Square
That's
yesterday.
crazy. I
We
actually,
talked
yeah,
about
I've
it.
never really thought about other countries listing us as
As a
you know,
dangerous
a
society.
dangerous society to
Yeah.
travel.
Yes.
Like how we talk
Talk
about Dominican
both.
Republic
Correct.
and you know all the. I've never really
Yeah.
thought about that.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of our producers, Sean,
And
about.
this is the Times Square video
Oh, that's
when
right.
when the
When the
motorcycle,
motorcycle-
backfired
And they thought
everybody
someone was
thought it was a
shooting.
gun and everybody was
Right.
shooting.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. We at vigils and things like that. Now you start to kind of feel there's more of a tension in the air because you start to get worried about the possibilities now. Yeah, absolutely.
Meanwhile, we can't end the schmooze without something stupid happening in the UK.
Of course.
And a mass brawl broke out recently. This was in the British news. A mass brawl broke out on a British cruise ship a few weeks ago, leaving several people injured. Now, the P&O cruise ship Britannia was on the final leg of a cruise to Norway's fjords from Southampton. Now, according to British correspondent Richard Gaisford, who was on board the ship when the fight broke out, heavy amounts of alcohol contributed to the violence. Okay, it's no
course.
surprise. But it started when a passenger showed up to the bar dressed as a clown.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell
Yes.
That's not the clown.
That is not the
it.
clown.
No.
Gaisford said this upset somebody because they specifically booked a cruise with no fancy dresses and no clowns. Now, in the United Kingdom, fancy dress means wearing a costume. The fight escalated when passengers started throwing furniture and plates as weapons against this poor, unarmed clown. Why would you show up to a bar dressed as a clown?
I think I question more.
Why would you do
From
that?
your Twitter, by the way.
Why would you do that?
What I'm more perplexed by in that story, Brad, is why the person specifically booked a cruise that did not include costumes. Who looks at that when they're booking a cruise? Like, wait, but do you allow costumes? Because if you do, it's a no-go for me.
What about the guy dressed as a clown? Honey, are we done packing? I have my underwear. I got my toothbrush. I have my bathing suit. Did you bring my clown costume? I mean, who does this?
The
you know?
nose and wig, too? No.
So, meanwhile, tell me what you think of this. 150,000 signatures have already signed a petition by the nonprofit Halloween and Costume Association, arguing that Halloween, which is coming up on October 31st, should be moved to the last Saturday of October. Now I will say this. The Halloween and Costume Association, which calls themselves nonprofit, which they most likely are advocating on behalf of the Halloween costume companies,
of course,
because they will earn more money.
Right.
They will earn more money if more people celebrate Halloween, and you'll celebrate Halloween more on a Saturday than on an off Wednesday of October 31st.
Right.
So they said they want this because they're going to make more money, although they claim they're doing it for safety reasons.
No,
Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yo Ellis, what do you think?
So I'm a big Halloween, fanatic. And then I also like traditions. So the fact that like Halloween would be on a Saturday and there would still be days in October and it's not Halloween, I would feel some type of way. So I do like it being on October 31st, just because of tradition-wise.
That's your last day of October. That's how you close it out.
That's how you close it out.
Okay.
Then you're going into Thanksgiving.
Because I like October 31st because it's fall.
Yeah.
You know Halloween's coming up, and you know November 1st starts Christmas season.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay? I like it like that.
You can't do that when it's a Saturday on the 26th.
And if it falls on a Wednesday, to me, you get 2 days of Halloween. Because you get the Saturday before
exactly.
plus the
I
Wednesday.
agree.
Plus the Wednesday.
That,
so you get 2 parties for one.
Exactly.
I would actually refuse to sign it.
Yeah. What would you do?
I would refuse to sign it. And quite frankly, if anybody came to me with that petition, I would give them some nair right in the face. I would nair them. Yeah, you didn't do that?
Nair to take off the...
Yeah, that's what the kids did when I was young. You would nair people with eggs and nair.
That is...
Yeah, and the bullies would chase me down the street with nair.
That's aggressive as hell.
Yes,
that is a crime.
Yes, I know. But when I was a kid, that's what they did.
Wow.
I know a lot of the Brad Squad is basically going to say Halloween should disappear. Period. Because a lot of a lot of people from a lot of people from other cultures, like my family, especially even my family, they're like, oh no, because it's
like a devil thing. But it's really just, to me, I look at it as like a fun. Festive.
Me too.
I look at it as a fun festive holiday.
It's when you get to become a kid again.
There's no pagan, rituals going on. It's just a fun holiday that we get to dress up and have some fun, give some candy to some kids and let loose.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if they change it, they're just doing it for people with kids, and I refuse, as not a person with children, I refuse that we start changing everything just because your kids have to go to school. We got to go to work, I still party.
I would have liked it if I was a kid in school. Because 100%. Then I could stay up late, eat my candy, and watch scary movies. I couldn't do that on weekdays.
And quite frankly, we would not be able to have a Halloween special this year if it was on a Saturday.
Oh, hell nah.
We've been planning it since March. Are you kidding me?
Have we? We have?
That's our #1 show.
When was I going to be involved in this discussion?
Jill came up with your Halloween costume today.
Oh my God!
What? Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm on a need to know basis.
Brad, you'll know when I throw the wig on.
All right, Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yo Ellis. Before we get to answering your immigration questions, tell everybody where we are with sharing, because we're going to give away 2 free consultations, and let everybody know where we are on YouTube.
Okay, Facebook family, the first thing that we need you guys to do is make sure that you're sharing, because we got free consultations on the line. Y'all, we need to do so much better because you're at 100 shares right now, and I know for a fact that you can do far better. We need another 400 of those. Or no free consultation. We're cool. We don't need to give one away, but we want to. So share. Start a watch party. That'll send a notification to all of your friends, and you'll get your own little comment box where you can let them know what the real deal is. If we share, you make some comments, you'll get entered into a drawing for a free $200 consultation with Brad Bernstein. Also, make sure that you're sending it as a private message and just throwing it up on people's timelines, old-fashioned style. Make sure that you're telling us everything you think and feel, and to qualify, if we do reach those 500 shares, I need to see your name in the comments, people. So make sure to tell us everything you're thinking and feeling. Like the page and hit that bell so you know exactly when we go live. On the YouTube, what's going down, Yo-Yo?
On YouTube, first thing you guys are going to do is subscribe. You guys have definitely been doing really good with that, and I think that comes from all the sharing that you guys have been doing. So like I said, we were down for 2 weeks, and we went up 400 subscribers just in 2 weeks. So you guys keep on sharing. How you share is copy the link, Send it to anybody's WhatsApp. Send it to Viper. Just create a whole group of friends and family that you think might benefit from the show or might think it's entertaining, and send it to them right now. And then tell them to send it to somebody else, and tell them to log in right now. Because if you get us, what is it, simultaneous?
400.
Contemporaneous.
Nice.
Or simultaneous.
Is this? I
think it's simultaneous. I say contemporaneous. Either
the
one
same
works.
thing.
Either one
Tomato,
works.
tomato.
That's right.
Grammar.
There you go. 400 people watching at once.
Walk or stroll, same thing.
Walk or stroll, right. Strut.
Right. Yeah, no, you better strut to 400.
To 400. So we have not hit 200 yet. We're almost at 200, but we need you guys to share, and tell all of your friends and family. If you have kids at home, I know some of y'all said it's just you, your cat, your fish, and your dog. But if they have a phone, log on right now and make sure they log on to YouTube, because we need 400 of you guys to be watching.
I know
right
there's
now.
lots of animals with phones. I see all their pictures on Instagram.
That's true.
Right?
You all have your own Instagram
That's right.
account.
All right.
definitely
If the
handle their
animal
own
has an Instagram account, they got a phone, and you can share it to them.
There you go. So make
Figure
sure
out how
you
to
guys
post.
do
You
that.
can
That's
figure out how to
right.
say it.
And 178 of you guys that are watching right now, I want to see 178 thumbs up. So make sure you put your thumbs up. Click that thumbs up right now. Don't forget to subscribe, like I said, and put all your social media questions in the comment section right now. And right now is the time you guys have all been waiting for. So what you didn't get to see yesterday, but you're going to see today, get an answer to your immigration questions.
All right, Kim. Not you, Kim.
Okay,
Kim from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Kim.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Kim. What's going on?
Okay, so I have a unique situation.
Okay.
My husband, he travels with 2 passports. One expired but has his B2 visa, and the other is the valid one.
Okay.
When he came into the U.S., the officer used his expired passport for his I-94.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if I have to submit his paperwork with the expired passport or use the valid passport that has the stamp, because he stamped the valid passport but used the expired passport.
Do both.
Do both?
Yeah, you submit a copy of the visa and you submit a copy of the stamp. Submit both. Doesn't hurt.
Okay.
All right. Very simple.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, let's go to Peter in Boston, Massachusetts. Peter. Peter picked a pipe of peppers, pickled peppers.
A pipe of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many peck of pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
Yes, Yana.
Yes, then. Very good.
He picked now
All right, Peter Piper's still not answering, so we're going to move forward.
Peter, we went
All
so
right, let's
hard.
go to George in Brooklyn. George.
Hello.
How are you, George?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, George, what's going on? George, whatever's in the background, lower it.
Right.
George, tell him in the background, stop fighting. George, you're all fighting in the background. I can't hear anything.
Miss, come up to the
All right. Let's go to Paulo in Rockville, Maryland. Paulo.
Oh, hi, Brad. I'm good. My question is, I'm a citizen. I've been citizen since 2004, and I was worried because I'm just in 1996. I pleaded guilty for 2 counts of battery.
But you're a citizen now, so don't worry about it. You can't take your citizenship away.
So that's no, because I'm going out of the country. I'm going to Colombia.
Go travel to your heart's content. You're a citizen. You have a US passport. No problem.
There's no problem.
No problem.
Whatsoever.
All right? No
Great.
problem. Enjoy your
Thank
trip.
you. Thank you very much, Brad.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Let's go to Samantha in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Samantha.
Hello?
How are you?
I'm fine, Brad. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
All right, so I have a quick question. I filed my I-130 for 85,765 in February of this year.
Yes.
I know I was supposed to get my work permit in 5 months, which was supposed to be last month. However, I haven't gotten anything up to this day. I filed for my son as well. His papers went in after mine a month later, and they already has his work permit in the mail. It's supposed to reach here by tomorrow.
And you have nothing?
So, nothing for me. I check the case status every day.
You know that your check was cashed? Was your check cashed?
Yeah.
For sure. And you took your biometric?
Yes, I did that.
And
Well, that's the only
did you
thing
call
I did.
immigration? And what did they say with your work permit?
I submitted a case inquiry last week.
Let me ask you another
and they
question.
said-
Did they ever write you back a letter saying you're missing a document?
Yes.
Okay, that's
I
why.
got
That's
all
why.
the receipts, but
No.
when I said,
Did they write you back a letter saying we got everything, but you're missing something? Please submit this.
no,
No. Okay, I don't have the answer why you don't have your work permit. What was the last thing immigration said when you inquired?
they said that they will send me the correspondence in the mail. I should get that by the 23rd of this month because I did the service request online.
All right, so then wait until the 23rd of this month. If you still don't receive anything or the letter you get from immigration is not what you want to hear, then you have a consultation with us and we'll have to figure it out. I don't know what the answer is off the top of my head. I would have to see what you submitted.
Okay.
All right, but let's see what happens by the 23rd. That's in 10 days. All right?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Rick in Plainfield, New Jersey. Rick.
Hello.
Hi, Rick.
Hi, Brad. Recently, my I-360 got approved, and the old 485 with I-130, which my wife applied, that was denied.
Why?
And due to the removal proceedings, I went to the court, and
Why was
the
it denied?
judge asked me
Why was
to
it
update
denied?
my.
Why was it denied?
They didn't send me any copy to me.
Okay. Are you and your wife together? It's a good marriage?
Yeah, it's good
Okay, all right,
marriage,
so,
and
so then you went to, I still don't know why you're denied, but you're in deportation. And what happened in deportation?
when I went to the court, and the court they asked me to update 485 and bring that. I went to there and I submitted. When I submitted 485 with the court, the judge argued with the government attorney. That judge want to adjust my 485, but the government attorney told him that dates are not current.
Rick. Okay, this
Yes.
is what you've told me so far. Okay. You applied for an adjustment. You're in a good marriage. It was denied. You have no idea why. You're now in deportation. Yes. You applied for an adjustment before a judge, and the government attorneys doesn't want to give it to you. We still don't know why. Why don't they want to give you a green card? Tell me in one sentence.
Because the dates are not at current. And the thing is,
what's not current? Is your wife a resident?
Yes, she's citizen.
If your wife's a citizen, the date's current. That's not the reason why they're denying you.
Yeah, and the second thing is what happened.
Rick, we haven't gotten to the first thing yet.
Yeah.
I haven't resolved anything for you yet, and you have no idea what's going on. Zero. Why are you in deportation? I don't know. Why is the government not preventing you from getting a green card? Why are they arguing for you not to get a green card? Because they say I'm not current. What does that even mean? You're married to a citizen. So what you need, before you get to the second question, you got to get the answer to your first question, and I can't even give it to you because I don't know what the hell's going on, and you don't know what the hell's going on. So what you need right now, more than anything, is a really good consultation. So hold on one second. Seriously, you have no idea. How can I help you?
1 second, sir.
No, it's no 1 second, because I don't even know why you're in deportation. So you're going to ask me another question, I'm going to say the same thing. Why are you in deportation? Why are they denying you? You got to know what's going on. You got to be able to ask questions and understand it clearly. Because if you don't know what's going on, nobody else does. And then all you are is just a fish going into the fryer to get fried.
Yummy.
Fried fish is yummy. Jonathan's like, that doesn't sound so bad.
Sounds pretty good, but I'll be eating
City
you.
Island.
That doesn't sound so bad. Let's fry some more fish, Judge.
Okay.
All right, let's go to BK in Dallas, Texas. BK, Burger King, right?
Yeah.
Or it could be Backing Up Ricky.
Ah.
We don't know. BK, nobody there. Let's go to Jill. If you can let the people on the, please, thank you very much, so that the people, when I answer your call, like for example, I'm going to go to Tan Mai in about 30 seconds from Chester, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Okay, and then after that, I'm going to go to Tracy from Florida.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm going to go Kay to Atlanta, and then Paris and Salt Lake City.
Okay.
You have to listen to your phone. don't listen to your computer or your tablet or your 72-inch television screen, because that is about 90 seconds behind. There's a 90-second delay from the moment I talk to the moment it comes on your phone. So if you're listening on your tablet or your computer or your phone and not listening in your ear to the actual telephone line, I'm going to go, hello, Pete. And then Jonathan's going to go, Peter picked a pipe of peppers. And we're still not going to get to Pete.
Right.
All right. So, hopefully, Tan May has been listening.
I'm sure Tan May has been listening.
From Chester, Pennsylvania.
Tan May's ready.
Pretty sure.
What do you think? Are we certain that Tan May from Chester, Pennsylvania will say, hello, Brad? Or am I going to say, Tan May, Tan May, Tan May?
You're not going to say that.
No.
Tan May's going to say
Right,
hello,
because
Brad.
if I say Tan May 3 times, I will retire.
You're retired. That's
Oh
it.
my gosh.
You're gonna walk out the show.
No.
Tan May, for the love of God.
I will retire from Tan May's phone call and go to the next
Oh,
one.
okay.
Okay, so let's do that.
Okay. Good to know.
All right, Tan May. Tan
Hello?
May. Oh, there you are. Okay, I was gonna be like, I can't believe it. All right, what's going on?
Brad.
What's going on?
How are you? I'm good.
What's going on?
Brad, I have a question for my naturalization interview in next month. Actually, I got a conditional green card in May 2014, and I and my ex-wife, we filed jointly to remove the condition, and it got in March 2016, and it got approved in April 28, 2017.
Okay.
But in the same month, April 1st, we had a domestic violence issue, and my wife got arrested and charged for it, and I filed protection from abuse.
Are you the citizen or the resident?
I'm a permanent resident.
Okay, fine. All right, so your question is what? Can you become a citizen now?
And I also filed all these domestic violence and protection from abuse paperwork to
My question to you is, what is your question?
Do you think it would create any issue in my naturalization interview?
Do you live with your wife right now?
Right now, no. We
Okay, so
already divorced.
Okay, so then you will not get a citizenship because you have to be a resident for 5 years, and you told me you got your green card in 2016.
I already completed 5 years, Brad. In 2014,
I see. I thought 2016 you got your green card. Then no, it's not going to be a problem at all.
That's really
As
great.
long as you
Thank
filed after the 5 years, it's fine because you're the victim. You're not the perpetrator.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
And Brad, one last question. Actually, my parents has a visitor visa,
right.
And once I become the citizen, and if I bring them here and apply for their green card, would it be a good idea, or I need to do through overseas?
Well, if they have visitors visas, and they come with the intention of getting their green card here in the United States, that would be misrepresentation. If they have a visitor's visa and they come to the United States with the intention of visiting, and 90 days after they arrived in the United States, they decide to change their mind and get a green card, then that's perfectly fine.
Okay, so after 90 days, it would be fine, right?
Correct.
Perfect, Brad.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
It's really helped me.
My pleasure. Let's go to Tracy in Hollywood, Florida. Tracy.
Hey, Brad.
Hi,
how are you?
How you doing?
So I filed the I-485, the 765, and the I-130 in April.
Yes.
And I didn't receive a work permit, but I received a letter for an interview this month. Is that normal?
It's not normal, but in this recent time, we've seen that happen. So if you get your green card, wonderful, and your green card ends up being your work permit.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Kay in Atlanta, Georgia. Kay.
Hi, how are you? I'm good. Question. My husband went in for his naturalization test.
Right.
And he passed, but they gave him this paper to say decision cannot make at this time.
Why?
And then 2 weeks after, he received a letter asking for more documents in terms of tax payment to say if he have a payment plan or not.
Okay.
He's sending that which he was supposed to send before the 24th of June. He sent it 4 days before. And we haven't heard anything, so we want to know.
Okay, so you got to give him 120 days from the time you submit it before you freak out. Now, as long as he's on a payment plan and he's up to date on his payments, he'll become a citizen.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, next question. We got married like 3 weeks now, but we haven't filed anything as yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd want to know what's best to do, or if we can have a consultation with you.
I think have a conversation with me, but at this point, since he's going to swear in shortly, just wait on his citizenship.
Okay.
All right, but let's have a consultation anyway. Hold on 1 second, all right? All right, let's go to Paris in Salt Lake City. Paris.
Hi, this is Paras Kumar.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good.
Hello? Great. How are you, Brad?
Very good.
So my question being, my interview happened on July 30th. It went all good. The interview said everything looks great. But at the end, he said, when I go to the system to issue the visa, he was unable to do so. He said the visas are exhausted. And then I got a letter saying that my case has been transferred to Nebraska Service Center. What does that mean for me?
What are you applying for?
So I-485 employment-based EB3 category.
Okay, and you didn't go for an interview yet? Or you did?
On July 30th.
You did go on an interview?
Oh, sorry, I'm unable to hear you again.
I misunderstood. You went on an interview, and what did they say to you when you went on the interview again?
So they said that the number of visas, they have been exhausted for current year, so the date isn't current anymore.
Okay, so that means they interviewed you. So when they scheduled the interview, there were green cards, the visa bulletin retrogressed, and they sent it back to the service center. And presumably, when in 2020, which would be October of 2019, presumably it would bounce back, hopefully, past your priority date, and then they'll reschedule you for another interview. So hopefully by next year.
So another interview will be scheduled because this interview actually said that. So this interview actually happened on 30th of July, and they asked me questions. They checked my documents, and they said that everything here looks good.
My guess is you will get another interview.
Oh, okay. Another question being on HR 1044. How is that going to impact my case?
What is HR 11004?
1044. That is that they'll remove all the caps from India and China.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Pakistan.
Yeah. Well, that would be wonderful because then the priority dates for India, Pakistan. There's a per country limit, which is why India, Pakistan, China, Mexico, Philippines have such huge backlogs. And they do that to diversify the immigrant pool coming into America. If they eliminate the per country limit, then your priority date will zoom much forward ahead.
So I'll have to wait like 10 years then?
No, you'd be better.
Oh, I'll be good because I'm from Pakistan.
Oh, you're from Pakistan. Yeah. Yes, everybody, I apologize because your accent, I thought you were Indian.
Problem.
My apologies. So, it would affect your case because everybody in the rest of the world outside of India, Mexico, China, Philippines, they're all going to go backwards while those countries move forward.
But if I get my green card when the date becomes current for EB3, when the new fiscal year starts, I'm good. But
correct.
If
By the way,
yeah.
in this day and age, I would find it extremely unlikely that any immigration bill is going to pass. So I think the laws are going to be the exact same.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Brad. These sessions are really helpful. I've been sharing a lot.
I appreciate
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. All right, let's go. All right, so Jonathan in Belgium, Kim.
Yes.
Yes.
Two things. Okay, where are we at with shares? Because I want to give away a free consultation.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like it may not happen.
Why? Where are we at?
Because we're at 114 shares.
Well, listen,
so we've only gone 14 shares.
115. We 115. So, but you know what? Because if you share to the same page, it only gets counted once now.
That's true.
So you got to find people that are not friends of your friends to share it to.
Right.
Like, so if everybody shares it to my Facebook page, it's only going to count as one share.
Right.
All right. So that's the issue.
But you gotta share it to different people, family.
Now,
you guys have a lot of friends in your friends list. It's easy.
More importantly, you actually don't need to be sharing it to a ton of people because there's 200 of you watching right now. So if all of you just share it to literally 2 new humans that you've never talked to this show about, we're there.
Exactly.
We're there.
We get to 500 shares. I'm going to give away a free consultation on Facebook. And if we get to 400 contemporaneous, simultaneous views on YouTube, we're at 232 right now. We're 160 away, 170 away. I'm going to give a second free consultation.
Wow.
Okay, now, I have one more set of instructions.
Okay.
And that is not for you, Belgium Kim, and that's not for you, Jonathan Yo-Yo. It's
right.
for the people on hold. Aisha from Bismarck, North Dakota, listen to your phone right now because I'm going to come to you in 30 seconds. And right after that, it's going to be Raphael, Felix, George, Mile, and John. All listen. I don't want to say John. Don't do it. That's the most annoying thing about the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? If there was one annoying thing.
We would cut out all of the repeats of the names.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's probably
Everything else I
agree.
love.
Yeah,
Everything
that's
else I
probably
love. All right, let's go to Aisha in Bismarck, North Dakota. Aisha.
Hello.
How are you?
Rod.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I'm a green card holder, and I fired my spouse last year. And we have a baby. She's 10 months now, and she got Medicaid. And I'm asking if it's gonna affect on my case. My husband, he's outside. Yes.
It may affect the case if the affidavit support is filed after October 15th, unless there's a preliminary injunction on this new law. Don't do anything yet. Let's see what happens in the next 4-6 weeks. I believe there'll be a preliminary injunction before. I don't want you to take your kid off of Medicaid and your child needs medical attention. Now you can't give it, so you can get the husband and the father here in the United States. It's cruel. So let's see what happens first before we do anything. Hang in there. Call back the show in 6 weeks.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to Raphael in Mount Vernon, New York. Raphael.
Hello.
How are you, Raphael?
Good. How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Good question.
Yes.
One is curiosity and one is a question.
All right. Which one is first? Question or curiosity?
Okay. The curiosity. You want the curiosity question first?
Yes. That's always more intriguing.
All right. Well, the curiosity question has to do with the question, believe it or not. Anyway,
All right, so
I applied.
Yeah, go ahead.
I applied for my citizenship in March 24th.
Right.
New York City area. I got my interview in 3 months.
Great.
Passed my interview. I got approved. I'm just waiting for a note. My interview was August 1st, actually.
Okay.
I'm waiting. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. You passed your interview August 1st. You're waiting to swear in. And your question is what?
Right. So my interview was approved. I'm waiting for a note.
Okay.
To come in. Usually, after your interview is approved, because my online status is we're scheduling your oath. How long does it take? Because I'm planning a vacation. That's why.
4 or 5 weeks.
Excuse me?
4 or 5 weeks from August 1st. So by early September.
Okay.
Okay.
Second question.
Yes.
How come a lot of people, this is a curiosity one, a lot of people waiting 2 years, 18 months. I read a lot of logs from New York City area. I'm not talking about different states. So 18 months, not even an interview yet.
Yeah. Because they're doing a lot of last and first out, so they don't increase the backlog. So people who are filing now are getting interviews, and then they're going backwards in the pile. You would think that the fair thing would be that the person waiting the longest would get the interview next. But they're doing it opposite. Last in, first out, meaning the last application in is the first application to get the interview, and then they work backwards.
Oh, okay.
By the way, you sound like you have a thick New York accent. You must have been living in America with a green card for a very long time.
39 years.
Yeah,
I come from Italy.
You're like, yo, I'm Raphael from the Bronx. You don't sound, right? You sound like a New Yorker, right?
Very
Doesn't
much
he?
so.
Yeah, all right, Raphael. Good luck with everything.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. All right, yeah, you don't mess with Raphael from the Bronx, right? All right, let's go to Felix from Phoenix.
Yeah, hi. I have a quick question.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 years ago, on 2nd, 2017.
Yes.
I have DACA, so I got my advanced parole.
Right.
I went to Mexico.
Right.
And then I came back, when I came back, I filed for my residence card.
Great.
And not in that same year. I filed on December of last year, and they got the paperwork on January 4th. So I was looking at the work permit timeline,
right?
And it's already in March, and they got my paperwork done in January.
You screwed up, or
so is there a reason?
Yeah, you either screwed up or your work permit got lost in the mail. One or the other. I don't know, but
So I called them, and they told me that they were gonna check again. Do I have to file something, or do I have to do anything with it?
I think something is screwed up in your case. So I think you need a consultation.
Okay.
When they pass you over and you have nothing, that's the time to call for a consultation.
Because I checked my receipt with the case status.
Again, I don't
and
have.
They say that they received everything on January 4th.
No, I don't know what you did wrong. We will get to the bottom of it. But if they're in March and you filed in January and they passed over you, something is wrong. Sounds like you need a lawyer. I don't know what, but we'll figure it out.
Okay.
It's usually it's usually one of two things.
Okay.
99.9%. It's either you screwed up the paperwork, or they mailed it out and the mailman did not deliver it. It's one or the other.
Even if the receipt number when I check in the computer said that they received it and there's no update yet,
then maybe you screwed up. If you're reading, I don't know, because I just came back from vacation, not to be honest with you, so I didn't look at what the processing times are for work permits. I haven't looked it up, but I'm assuming what you're saying is correct.
Okay, and then if I give my advance parole, let's say it comes in the mail. Since I already used advance parole 2 years ago with my DACA, if I use it again, do you think that it's going to affect in any way?
Nope.
If I do travel?
Nope. Enjoy your trip. Just make it a short trip.
2 weeks.
2 weeks is good.
And then if I don't get an interview for the 485 within a year, then I can file a mandamus.
Yes.
So I just have to wait until January.
Correct.
So I can file that, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You watch. Hold on 1 second. All right. Let's go to George in Brooklyn. George.
Hello.
Hi, George.
Hello.
George.
Yes. Hey, Brad. How you doing?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
What's going on?
Brad.
George.
Yes. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
George,
can you hear me?
George, I hear you. Ask your question, please.
Okay, so my question is, my aunt came to the U.S. 4 years ago, right? She came here and overstayed her visa. She is 80 years old. She stayed because her two sons were murdered in Jamaica, and the persons who killed the two sons, threatened to kill her. So she came here to the States.
Who killed the two sons?
I'm not confused, Brad.
I'm sorry?
Yes, I'm not able to hear you.
Okay, George, who killed the two sons?
I can't hear you,
All
Brad.
right, well, then you got to step to the right or take a jump to the left. Put your hands on your hip.
Brad.
Pull your knees in tight.
Yes, you sound like you're breaking up, like you're far from the phone.
I don't see. My microphone is about this far from my mouth.
Yes, because I don't have my TV on or no other device, but you sound like you're far.
All right, I don't know what to say. Hold on 1 second. You're in Brooklyn, George. Come see us.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Mile in the Bronx. Mile. Millie or Mile?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Brian.
What's going on?
Yeah, Brian. I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
Yeah, my wife and I, we just attended my green card interview, and then there was a question that the officer asked me, and then in the paper it was something no. The question was, have you ever denied U.S. visa before? And then the person who filled out the form for me stated no.
But you were.
And then when the officer, sorry?
But you were.
Yes.
And how did you answer the question?
Yes, I told the officer yes.
Okay,
because
fine.
I,
Okay.
I was.
So then you corrected
because-
it. Then you corrected the misrepresentation.
Yeah, because and then the officer told me, did I know that this could be perjury? So, and then I was scared. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. I don't know why you were denied. I don't know if there's two possibilities. You were
Yes,
denied. 1 second. Let me answer. There are two possibilities. One is you were denied a visa and then you went back and made a misrepresentation to get the visa that you ultimately came to America on, or you told the truth. Or there's a possibility that you made a misrepresentation on the forms and didn't correct it fast enough. Those would be issues that would concern me. What I would say is you need a consultation, and hold on 1 second. All right, let's talk about this in private. Let's go to John in Alexandria, Virginia. John.
Hi, this is John. Thank you so much, Brad, and your team. This is really helpful. So God bless you guys. So my two quick questions, please.
Yes.
First is a friend of mine is in Fairfax County Jail for the last 4 months. He was charged with strangulation and burglary. So they are offering him a plea. But I don't know if it is deportable. He's he's an asylum applicant since 2015. The plea offer?
He strangled somebody and a burglary. So he actually committed physical violence in the process of doing a burglary. That sounds like an aggravated felony. And if you're it sounds
they
like
are offering him a plea bargain of changing amending this strangulation to domestic assault and battery and burglary to trespassing.
It's certainly. It's 1 second. It's certainly deportable. Whether or if let me hear me out.
Sure, please.
It is deportable, absolutely. If you are convicted of an aggravated felony, you can't get asylum, but you can get a CAT claim. So, hopefully, it's not an aggravated felony, but domestic violence, strangulation, burglary, it all sounds very serious. And unless I know more about the actual statute that he's pleading guilty to and the time he's going to get in sentencing, I can't tell you.
They are reducing the time. They are
I don't even know
no jail.
What state is this?
Virginia.
Okay, I don't know the penal code of Virginia, as smart as I am, which I'm pretty smart. So I don't know the penal code of Virginia. So if you say he's pled guilty to XYZ in Virginia, I'm not an encyclopedia of penal codes of every state. So you would need to have a consultation with me. You would need to tell me what he's pleading guilty to. I would need to look up the law. I would need to see what he's sentenced, and then I can give you a full evaluation. You're asking for a full evaluation, and I don't know without looking it up. What I can tell you is aggravated felony, he can still apply for CAT. Non-aggravated felony, he can still get asylum. Okay? I don't know what he's going to ultimately be charged with as an aggravated felon or just common moral turpitude or domestic violence. I don't know any of this. I would have to look up the law.
Sure. My second question is, I came to the United States back in 2014 on J1 Visitors Exchange, and I have this 212E rule applied on my visa.
You have a 2-year home residence requirement.
Yeah. But I am an asylum applicant also, and my asylum application is in pending. So what options I have? My girlfriend is, a permanent resident, and she is going to be citizen this year.
You would need to have your asylum application pending, and then make an application based on hardship or no objection. But I would do it based on hardship if you're filing for asylum. Obviously, you have a fear of returning to your home country. To get a waiver of the 2-year home residence requirement. Once you get that waiver, you can withdraw your asylum and file an adjustment based on your marriage, presumably in a year from now when your girlfriend and you marry and she's now a citizen.
So should I wait till she becomes citizen, or should I wait?
Get married to her now, and then start the waiver for the 2-year home residence. Leave your asylum alone. Don't file till you get the waiver.
Okay, sure. How long it takes to get the waiver?
About a year. So start now.
Okay, thank you so much,
Very
Brad.
welcome.
Thank you so
Very
much.
welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yos. We're at 242 simultaneous views on YouTube.
That's right.
194 views. I have no idea how many shares on Facebook. I would like to give away some of my free time because I don't have anything to do during the day.
Okay.
Okay, literally.
Is that accurate?
That is very accurate. I literally sit around with nothing to do. So I would like to give my free time away as much as possible. But people got to work with me.
Yeah.
You got to work with me here, people.
Yeah.
You're not working with me. I can't give away my free time.
Yes.
And then I'll just I'll sit in my chair and twiddle my thumbs.
We don't want that.
Right? And I'll watch old reruns of Friends.
That's what you're going to do?
That's what I will do in lieu of giving my free time in a consultation.
So
I will watch Friends reruns.
All right, guys. Either Brad's going to be watching Friends reruns or you guys need to share another 350 times.
Or get to 150 more people on YouTube.
Or get
150 more people on YouTube.
Y'all could
Now,
do
in
that.
2 minutes,
Easy.
we're going to remind you one more time before we get into social media check-in. But right now, in another edition of our new segment, Spar and Bernstein attorney Close Up, Associate Immigration Attorneys Jamila Luke and Jonathan Aftalan give some helpful tips on filing for a green card. Let's see what they have to say.
If you're thinking of applying for a green card, one of the things that I will recommend is that you gather all of the necessary documentation as early as possible. Procrastination is not your friend. It's not. So we want to get everything together. If you're working with an attorney, like the fabulous attorneys we have here at Spar Bernstein, you want to make sure that you follow all of the instructions that they give you to gather all of the documents, because what we've seen from time to time is that the documents that you're looking for might not be as easily accessible as you may think. Or they might be in a different language and now you have to get it translated and certified. So you want to start really early, especially when working with an attorney, so we can review it and make sure that you have exactly what you think that you have for your interviews. The second tip that I would give is when it comes to anyone that is trying to get a green card and you have a criminal record, whether it was something that was a misdemeanor, whether it was something that was sealed, expunged, whether it was something that happened a long time ago, whether it was a case where your criminal attorney told you it is no contest, or the Latin is nolo contendere, these are still things that you want to make sure that you bring up to your attorney, or that you consider if you don't have an attorney at this time, because they can make a big difference in your case. So if you are thinking about it, please do contact one of the attorneys here at Spar Bernstein. We would love to help you.
I would suggest anyone who has any sort of arrest, it doesn't necessarily have to be a conviction, but convictions could and a lot of times do affect your immigration status. So if you have any arrests whatsoever, go see an attorney so that they could make sure that the arrest was properly dealt with. If charges were brought, they were dismissed, or if you were convicted, it's an immigration safe plea.
The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. All right, Belgium Kim, Yo-Yos, let's get to something we like to call social media check-in, brought to you by the fabulous law offices of Spar and Bernstein.
Yeah.
That's right.
You like that? Brought to you by the law offices of Spar
Or in partnership with.
In partnership with.
There it is.
There you go. That's the proper words. Let's do that again.
Yeah.
Let's go to something we like to call social media check-in in partnership with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. There you go. All right, what do we got?
Our first one comes from favorite Adele London, saying, if someone who's a permanent resident who is in removal process get pardoned for his conviction, can that person do an AOS for his or her spouse who is in the U.S.?
If you're a U.S. citizen, whether you have a conviction or not, as long as you've paid your price, you can apply for your spouse.
Papa Miami said, this immigration rules, will it affect me with the green card and trying to apply for citizenship?
No.
All right. Ali Bakani saying, if a U.S. citizen petitioner is living outside the U.S., does she need to go to the U.S. before the interview of the applicants in the U.S. Embassy?
The answer is yes, because if you're a U.S. citizen living outside, well, let me take that back a second. If you're a U.S. citizen living outside the United States, I'm going to assume she is the spouse, and she decided to go live in another country with her other spouse, obviously, and this is a spouse application, and she's the U.S. citizen, and now she's applying for her spouse. What she's saying is, we are going to go back and live in America. You have to show the intention and actually make some sort of effort to show the embassy that you are in the process or have already moved back to America. It is not enough for you to file for your spouse to say, hey, let me just get you a green card, but we're going to live in this country, and show no effort whatsoever to go live back in America.
We've got our next question from Peace Ann Asinobi, who said, my name is Anna and I live in Nigeria. I was in the U.S. in 1980 on an F2 visa, and I had a child there, and after 5 years, I came back to Nigeria. In 2004, I changed my name for religious reasons and corrected my date of birth on an improper birth certificate, and all of this I have a sworn affidavit for. The question is, I've now been out of the U.S., in and out of the U.S. on a B1, B2 visa without referring to my past visits to the U.S. Can my DOTA file for me?
Who's your DOTA?
DOTA? I don't know.
My DOTA?
A DOTA?
My DOTA.
My DOTA.
I don't.
If you are, it's possible.
Oh, maybe it's daughter.
It's possible.
It could totally be
it's
daughter.
possible.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's
It is possible you're describing a misrepresentation. I am not sure. So before your DOTA,
it's her daughter. It is
right,
absolutely
right.
her daughter.
You need to speak to me.
All right, Son Klo Kom Musisi.
Yes.
Saying, I just came to America on March 20th, this with a D1 visa.
A D1?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How long can I be here before my wife and 2 kids join me from Cameroon?
A D1 visa?
Mm-hmm.
D1 is like to work on a ship.
Okay.
How is your wife and kids coming here to work on a ship with you?
How long can I be here before my wife and 2 kids join me from Cameroon?
D1 visa? I'm not sure what he's referring to. He needs to speak to me more.
Yeah,
Right.
could it be a B1? Because that's.
I know, I was about to say, could it be a B1, B2?
Yeah, but that's just a visitor's visa. Then you overstayed. How is your wife and children going to?
Right.
In that case, they can't.
Correct.
Both. Either on your
Right.
you're on a boat or you're a visitor. Either way, they can't.
Well, yeah, if you're a visitor and you overstayed your time, they're not going to give your wife and children
Right.
a visitor's visa to come overstay their time
Right.
too.
Mhm.
Or if you're on a boat, how are they coming to visit you?
This is true.
Right. That's why I don't understand the question.
Fair.
Yes.
Elizabeth said, would someone be approved of a U visa if the person that did the crime was not prosecuted and eventually left the country?
Yes, as long as you cooperated with with a police officer or a law enforcement agency.
All right, Tonette T, maybe Tonette D or
Tonette D.
Tone
Brand.
TD.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So I'm a U.S. citizen. I filed for my son who's over 21 since September 2012. How long do I have to wait?
About another year or so.
Mohammed said, can I use my expired passport when I apply for the 10-year green card? Or do I need the not expired passport if I need to stamp it when the 10-year green card is expiring?
You need both.
Sandy Smith saying, how long after getting your work permit you have to wait for your VAWA to approve?
It's about 18 to 24 months from the time you file, not from the time you get your work permit.
Sunny said, do you need fingerprints for an I-130 application? My husband seems to think so and is worried about him. I told him to relax, and ICE is just trying to stress him out. But my husband is currently in a detention center and has run out of courts now. It's just paperwork.
If you're in a detention center, they already got your fingerprint. You got a bigger problem than worrying about having a fingerprint. You need a lawyer. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kinda what I was
he's
thinking.
detained and he's worried about taking a fingerprint. They got your fingerprint now.
Right.
They have your whole person.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Nadia saying, I have a 10-year green card. Can I file for my mother?
No, you need to be a citizen.
Shireen is wondering, does a 43-year age difference matter when a U.S. citizen is filing for their significant other? For their spouse.
For their spouse, as long as it's a bona fide marriage, it's not a problem. But they're going to question the validity of that marriage unless you're like Al Pacino or something. You know, why are maybe Al Pacino can get away. I know
Why Al
Billy
Pacino?
because he has a girlfriend who's like 40 years younger. Oh, they broke up.
They broke up.
Used to.
Yeah,
So,
right. And,
not real.
Or Billy Joel. Billy Joel, I know, has a wife who's like 40 years younger.
They're also divorced.
They're also divorced. All right, so I'm going to tell you something. So I'm going to tell you something. It's probably not looking good for the long-term validity of your marriage, but they will question the validity of your marriage for sure.
It would get an extra
absolutely
microscope.
Correct. Right. I mean, and I have to say that's a little.
That's many years.
That's many years. So I mean, if it's 43.
Yeah.
So if the woman's 20, he would be 63.
Yeah, he'd be 63.
If the woman's 30, he would be 73.
That's
Anna Nicole.
That's still. I mean, I believe this is Al Pacino must be asking this question.
Was
right,
that
I mean, yeah.
But that's why.
Right.
He might be rich.
Maybe she found her an older man with swag. There are some real zaddies out there, as we have talked
there
about.
You go. I plan to be a zaddy at 86.
I'm gonna go. She found herself the sexiest gilf there ever was, and I'm on board with her. Go for it.
All right. First Lady Hewitt saying, I hope you can tell us today if our family needs to stop their food stamps in order to not be put on in order to not put AOS in jeopardy.
We talked about that at the beginning of the show. If you already have a pending AOS, you don't have to worry about it. If you file within the before October 15th, you don't have to worry about it. And most likely there will be some sort of lawsuit and preliminary injunction, but we haven't seen that yet.
Shaka Yang said, I filed for my work permit in February of 2019 and I still have not received it as of yet. How much longer until I actually have it in my hands?
When did she file?
In February.
Shaka doesn't have her work permit yet.
No.
Magic 8 Ball, when will she have it in her hands?
When will she?
Magic 8 Ball just says yes, she'll have it eventually.
Great. Perfect.
I have no idea when you'll have it in your hands.
We don't know what's going on?
I don't know what's going on.
All right, Mrs. Sandy saying, hey team, hope everyone is doing great. Just a quick question. Can your spouse travel to U.S. for a spousal visa?
Can your spouse travel to the United States on a visitor's visa?
Waiting for a spousal visa.
You've already filed for your spouse and wants to come visit here. There's always that possibility that your spouse would get stopped at the airport because they're going to say you have the intention of living here. So you always run that possibility.
And our final question for right now comes from Tia, who said, my question is how long for the N400 interview does it actually take to get the biometrics done? We submitted in January. No, we did our biometrics in January of this year. How much longer until we get the interview?
You should have it within the next couple months or sooner. Now, I recently had the pleasure of speaking with Sulma V. Arzu Brown. And she is an Afro-Latina author of the bilingual children's book, Bad Hair Does Not Exist. And a new book, My Hair Comes With Me. Writing these books was a personal mission for Sulma in order to enhance the confidence of girls and women of Afro descent, to encourage and empower them to embrace the beauty of their natural hair. Let's check it out. Sulma V. Arzu Brown is an Afro-Latina mother of 2 daughters and the author of the bilingual children's book series, Solidarity. Her first book, Bad Hair Does Not Exist, and her new book, My Hair Comes With Me, focuses on young girls and women embracing their natural hair. Sulma is a Garifuna, a woman born in Honduras and the director of operations at the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Sulma, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing excellent.
I see you're wearing LeBronx.
All the way, the original Wakanda, baby.
So, Sulma, what prompted you to write a bilingual children's book in English and Spanish about bad hair or pelo malo?
Bad hair doesn't mean anything to me because it doesn't exist.
Well, it exists for me. I've got bad hair. But other than that,
I never set out to become an author.
Right.
It was never my dream. But you don't know how you can overcome challenges until you're prompted to do so. My then 3-year-old daughter, she's now 8, would go to a daycare with a phenomenal caregiver. She would do my daughter's hair. I was super grateful. I wore many different hats. And, sometimes I just didn't have the time. And one time when I went to pick my daughter up, my daughter had taken her barrettes out and her hair was tousled. And when I entered the premises, my caregiver said, Sulma, tienes que alisarle el pelo a esta niña porque es pelo malo. Which means, Sulma, you have to chemically straighten your daughter's hair because it's bad hair.
Right.
And I've heard this term before and I never really stood up for it ever. right? But now it's so personal.
And this came from another Latina woman.
Yeah, and I had to be very careful because my daughter was there and all of these little eyes are looking at me.
What kind of effect do you think that has on not only your daughter, but other little children who think their hair is bad because it's not straight?
Exactly. And that's exactly why I responded to her in the way that it could, because I remember, being a little kid and my feelings will get hurt because adults will say these things and we didn't really know how to respond to them. So I asked her, listen, let's work as equal partners. Let me find you some material so that we can raise the self-esteem of not just my daughter, but all the children under your care, because, we don't know what else is being said when we're not around. I looked and searched for books that I can come and read to the children and work on this, but nothing said exactly what I wanted to say.
How do you explain to her, your hair's beautiful, darling?
I actually explained it to them the same way I explained it to the babysitter. I gave them proper terminologies for hair, and I told them these are the proper terminologies and the tools you would need to educate whatever adults or any child that's faced with this. With the caregiver, we had a phenomenal exchange. She explained to me that she herself was an Afro-Latina from Puerto Rico, and her dad was also an Afro-Latino, but every time her dad would comb his hair, he would always say, ay, pelo malo, pelo malo, pelo malo. So it was a colloquial term. It was a term frequently used. And what I told her was, this will stop with you and I.
Did you get that when you were a kid?
See, I was raised in a Garifuna village in Honduras. So the way we bonded with each other and our community and our neighbors, it was the hair.
Right. Where do these messages come from?
When I moved to the States was the first time I started hearing this. I would visit the salon. My mom chemically straightened my hair at the age of 12. And I don't know why I didn't ask for it. When I would go and do my touch-ups at the salon, that's when I would hear the hairstylist say, oh my goodness, ya está el pelo malo, ya está el pelo malo, which means the bad hair is growing in. But that's where I frequently heard it.
You think it's a cultural thing? People are trying to look more European, is it?
It's definitely a cultural thing. In my neighborhood, for example, the majority of the salons were owned by women from the Dominican Republic. And from what I understand, their history with colorism and their history with the Haitian community, over 90% of them do not identify as Afro-Latinas. So it entered my world, but it didn't become personal until it was used to describe my daughter's
So I guess after you went to look for a book to come read to the nursery school and you couldn't find any, you said, I'm going to write my own book, right?
I call it an ordained body of work. I felt my spirit person just saying, pick up that pen and you have a pad in your briefcase and start writing. And it took me less than 5 minutes to write the book.
Explain to me how the book is. Is it English on one side and Spanish on the other?
The original books came out in English first and then in Spanish, 2 separate books. We were able to fit both languages. Pelo malo no existe, bad hair does not exist, on the same pages. We used a lot of affirmations. We want to make sure that people knew pelo malo no existe, pelo malo no existe. It almost sounds like a song.
What are we looking at in the book? Is it a story of a little girl?
What we wanted to do was focus in on our community through our own eyes. So when you open the book, you'll see a beautiful depictions of our community and the exchange that they have. For example, one of the pages is, my hair is white, my hair is black. There are all kinds of hair and all hair is good. The white hair is actually a grandmother with white hair.
Right.
And then the daughter has black hair. And what you see is a beautiful depiction of grandma passing on a cupcake recipe to the grandchild. Another little girl with wavy hair and straight hair and beautiful ballerina costumes. You'll see a superwoman in wavy hair. Right. So it's just depiction of positive images, and based on the images we tell you what kind of hair they have so that you never have to use bad hair to describe any of these hair types.
Tell us a little bit about the history of the Garifuna.
We are actually hailed from the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So yes, African slave ships landed in the island of St. Vincent, and then you already had the Black Caribs in there, and then you also had the Arawak Indians already there. So what happens when you put all this pool of people together, shake it up, you get a brand new breed of people.
Right.
And that's when Garifuna people came in. We were the last island in the Caribbean to get colonized by the British. They got us during the Second Carib War when they killed our chief, Joseph Chatouillier. So about 5,000 of my people waved the white flag, and we were put in an island called Balisu. It exists to this day, and only reptiles can survive on this island. So half of my population perished. I mean, we know the amount of men, women, and children because of the archives the British kept. The goal was genocide for us, but they couldn't kill us all. And what they did was separate us into 11 convoy ships off to slavery. That was the goal. By divine intervention, we ended up on an island called Roatan, which is now a part of Honduras. We were able to come into Honduras, and the Spanish that were there at that point allowed us to stay in on the coastline of Honduras without enslaving us, and we were able to grow our population, maintain our language, and eventually our people ended up moving to Nicaragua and Belize.
What century did this all happen? Was this the 18th century, 17th century?
It was in March 11, 1797, and we ended up in Honduras in April 12, 1797. So we're now in Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, and Nicaragua. Our brothers and sisters from Belize are not Spanish because Belize is the only English colonized country in Central America.
But you share the same. But you're sharing the same DNA with them anyway.
The exact same DNA.
Right.
And then through Merchant Marines, we ended up in the United States. Here in the Bronx, we have an estimated 250,000 Garifunas. As a matter of fact, the first black play in the Americas was called The Drama of King Chataway by a man named Henry Brown. King Chataway was the chief of the Garifuna.
That was in New York, that play?
Was in New York, the North Grove Theater in Harlem.
Tell me a little bit about your immigration story.
My parents literally came here for a better opportunity. My mom used to work in a bank in Honduras, and she was trying to apply for a higher position. And her boss, who was also her friend, said, Blanca, we cannot give you the position. We know you're qualified. We can't give you the position because you're a Garifuna, because you are black, and because you are a woman. I will connect with family in the States and have you go there. But when you go, leave your kids here so that you can go and learn the language and get a job and then bring your kids. Ooh, I get emotional when I tell this story, right? Because it's really difficult. The sacrifice I can't even make with my own kids right now. But she made it.
How long were you separated from your mom?
I was 1. Barely any recollection of my mom. My grandma pretty much raised my
How old were you when you got here?
I was 6 years old. They became extremely successful, put both their kids through college, became homeowners, and retired and became entrepreneurs. They're incredible individuals.
Do you have recollections of growing up in Honduras?
I have a few recollections of growing up in Honduras, mainly just helping my grandma in like the first supermarket that our village ever had. That was my grandma. My dad only stayed in Honduras maybe like a few more months, and then he followed my mom over. But he never once came to visit us while we were there because he expressed that he couldn't deal with that separation a second time.
Right.
You know, so he waited for us.
Tell us what it's like to go back to Honduras now. We know there's lots of people who are trying to escape violence in Honduras. Trump is putting them literally in jails. Your area in Honduras where the Garifunas are, is that different than other parts of Honduras?
My village is considered one of the safest villages in Honduras, reported pretty much 0 crimes for a couple of years. One of my uncles is the mayor of the village. It's beautiful. I've never felt like I was in any form of danger. Again, it's who you're with and where you go. As a matter of fact, my children will be there exploring the culture. But I am well aware of the immigration crisis that's happening. It's a third world country. People are poor. They just need another opportunity. You know, unfortunately, the opportunities are happening at a time when we have the leader not being representative of what we call humanity.
Have you ever had issues with your hair in the workforce?
I've never had any issues or anyone say anything bad about my hair, with the exception of when I did have it chemically straightened. I actually cut off all my chemically straightened hair because there were times that I had to go to the beauty salon 2 times a week, and I was just done. I was tired. I wanted to submerge my head in the pool and swim and have fun with my kids and not have to worry about going to the salon trying to put rollers and get under a hot dryer in the heat. I closed my eyes through the majority of the cut, and once I opened it, it was like the 2 or 3-year-old Sulma embracing the adult Sulma and saying, we're finally back together again. My older daughter, something I never forget, she took a sigh of relief. She goes, we finally look alike. Those were her words.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I got the most compliments I've ever gotten in my life because people could finally see my face.
What do you say to adults who were, I guess, like you at some point, to say, listen, your hair's beautiful the way it is?
Number one, find out where this came from. Like, what part of you decided that you were not beautiful just the way you were made? We're going to live our lives with all of these media messages coming at us, at challenging our form of beauty. At least once in your life, give yourself that opportunity to see who you are from hair to toe in the most natural, most beautiful face. Ever since I went natural or decided to, to be a part of the Back to You revolution that I'd like to call it, I've been extremely successful. Yes, I am the Director of Operations for the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I sit in the Mayor's Commission on Women and Girls. I'm part of the board of the Women's March Alliance. And I am a homeowner in the Bronx. And I'm also the co-owner and investor of the first woman-owned boutique coffee shop called the Boogie Down Grind that my community has made. My daughter's grades are incredible. I could tell the difference between when I wrote the book and how their confidence rose after I wrote the book.
Beauty comes from confidence.
Absolutely.
In addition to everything that you're doing, you just came out with a new book, My Hair Comes With Me. What's in that book?
This is about shifting the paradigm of what success should look like. I make sure that I'm inclusive to my brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ community, in the faith-based community, from the disabled community. So you'll see a lot of that. But we're also tackling professions such as marketing executives,
right,
CEOs, and making sure that people understand that our looks doesn't matter. So long as we're able to do the job, to encourage each and every one of us that you can come as you are. The New York City Commission on Human Rights just created some guidelines to help companies not discriminate against hair, because oftentimes even dreadlocks were foreseen as not well groomed, or an afro is not well groomed.
The state of New York and California both passed legislation making it illegal this year to discriminate against hair, particularly natural hairstyles in school, work, public places.
This is a great first step for us, but this is now an opportunity for our communities to really come together and make sure we stop this once and for all. I've heard a lot of women in the workforce, not knowing how to wear their hair, even for interviews, for example. I and a whole lot of other women in this space and men in this space have a lot more work to do to make sure we really shift that mentality. But I'm telling you, this new book, My Hair Comes With Me, Shifting the Paradigm of What Success Looks Like, is going to go head on to make sure we spread the word about this discrimination that has to stop.
Where can we buy it? Where can we read it? Both the children's book, Bad Hair Does Not Exist, and your new book, My Hair Comes With Me.
You could definitely find it at nopelomalo.com. That is my website. But My Hair Comes With Me will be available for sale in mid-August as we start our back to school push.
Tell us what the American dream means to you, and tell me if you think you've reached it.
For me, my American dream is really success, to be able to raise my kids in an environment that I feel safe, to be able to play a proactive role in my community and my environment in a positive way, which I believe I have. Be able to express, my love for God and my love for Christ without having to be criticized or judged for it, and to be able to have friends from all different walks of life help me in this journey.
Excellent. Sulma V, Arzu Brown, author of Bad Hair Does Not Exist, and her new book, My Hair Comes With Me. Thank you very much for joining us. Wonderful personality, great smile, beautiful hair. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Brad.
All right, Belgium Kim, I don't think, and Jonathan, where are we at with our numbers?
166 shares on Facebook, Brad.
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
Right, and I saw we got up to about 250 simultaneous views on YouTube.
We did.
Terrible.
Terrible. Y'all.
I'm disappointed in the Brad Squad.
You used to do better.
Yes.
We used to hype you up.
I'm very disappointed.
Was it us? Do you feel like we didn't hype them up enough?
I don't know.
Did you guys just let us down?
I'm let down. I'm not even going to speak because I'm always the one that has your backs and say that you can do it. I done brought it down. I made him go down.
Jonathan said he was humiliated because he was telling me they're going to do it.
Yeah. And I never lose. This is like me losing the game.
All right, let's put 3 minutes on the clock. We did 15 questions in 3.5 minutes yesterday. We're going to try 15 questions in 3 minutes today.
Whoa!
Now I got to get my thinking cap on, right?
30 seconds.
That's right.
Oh, sorry.
Funny bone.
You ready?
Did they hit your funny bone?
All right, let's go.
Joaquin said, I took my fingerprint to the FBI and it returned blank. My lawyer says it's incomplete. What's going on?
Redo your fingerprint.
Crystal G said, what's the process time for Form I-290B, a motion to reopen?
It's going to take over a year. I'd refile again.
Crystal says, do they send your EAD during that process?
No.
Ruth says, if I file for my children and grandchildren, but the affidavit of support can only take 4 at a time, can I continue with the next 2 after the father is already here?
You can do you can do as many affidavits of support as you want, but yes, you can do 4 at a time and then 2 later, follow them to join. That's fine.
Hi, my name's Dwight. I'm a U.S. citizen, immigrated from Jamaica for the past 3. I've been a citizen for 3 years. Is having a child born abroad to that of a U.S. citizen parent, will they automatically be a citizen?
If you were living in the United States for 5 years prior to their birth in legal status and you're a citizen, yes.
Paulette saying, Brad, how long after submitting an N-400 do you get a receipt notice? 2
or 3 weeks.
Dwight says, how can a child acquire U.S. citizenship besides filing an actual petition?
A child only becomes a U.S. citizen as a derivative through their parents. Other than that, you got to wait to 18 to naturalize.
LA is saying, a friend of mine went to AOS interview. The officer asked him about his children, whom already in the state with their stepdad for 1 year. He said the kids are in Haiti. Would that be a problem?
Yes, he lied.
Safi said, how long does it take to get an answer when you want to sue USCIS?
30, 60, 90 days max.
D. Bean said, how long after the wait after RFE you have sent all the evidence in?
At least 120 days.
Tina said, I'm currently on an F1 and I have an approved H1B. I've been married since December of 2017 to a U.S. citizen, and and my husband can file the AOS for me. Will USCIS say, why am I just now filing?
No.
Paris saying, because the limit has been exhausted. When it how long? Wait, what?
Next.
Let me do it.
Thank you.
Busha saying, hey Brad, passed my citizenship test and on Friday, but they need additional evidence for a monthly payment with IRS, which I pay every month. I owe back taxes. Do you think they will deny me?
No, as long as you're on the payment plan and up to date.
Sam Sand said, will the new public charge affect an immigrant parent if there's a child that's a U.S. citizen on food stamps?
Yes.
Naveed said, F2A being current, if one files their I-130, I-485 concurrently sent and received in August 2019, somehow USCIS didn't open the packet until September 2019 where the visa retrogression happens. Will they deny the I-485 then?
Yes.
That's it! We got it. That was 15.
Snap. That was 15. And we would have done it. We would have done it in under 2.5 minutes. But you're like,
no, like you saw that. No,
what was the question?
Questions were like
this
cut
is what
and
happened.
like
Paris called, right, and gave us his thing. But Paris had asked his question as an 8-part YouTube situation.
Right.
So it's just like coming, and then they're not in order.
Skip that one.
That's what I did.
Yeah. When you see an 8-part question in speed round, you're skipping that one.
You don't know it is though because it just
it's
looks
all
like
next.
one.
Like it's
just
one.
yeah.
Right. So we had to quickly skip them.
All right.
But we did it.
We did it.
Comments of the day.
Woo.
Right, too. Our very first comment of the day comes from Easter Diggs, who absolutely loved watching Sulma's beautiful interview with Brad and said, I got my hair the same. It's beautiful, dear.
I love that.
I love that.
Very nice.
All right, our second comment of the day comes from Paris Kumar.
Our friend.
Our new friend.
Are you the 8-parter?
It's an 8-parter.
8-part comment?
But this one's just a one-part comment.
Okay. Saying, I love Brad's attitude towards the broken immigration system. Sue them.
That's right.
Yes.
Mandamus.
That's right. It's
I
true.
love that.
I like that
love
too.
That.
Yeah.
When Sisha Mitchell heard me talking about Jill and Brad's ridiculous mind meld, she actually found out why. She said that's because that's how Jill thinks about David Hasselhoff.
I like that. That is somebody who loves our show.
Yes.
That she knows that Jill loves David Hasselhoff.
Anytime you comment with an inside joke,
that's right. You're getting comment of the day.
Absolutely.
All day.
All right, our last comment of the day comes from First Lady Hewitt saying, Brad, no more vacations. What?
No more what?
Oh, no more vacations, okay? I felt like I got divorced when you were gone.
Me too. I felt like I got divorced also.
I did too.
That's true.
Yes.
I got one more.
What?
We snuck one last
Okay.
one in. Can we sneak one
Yes.
last one in? Mr. Willie VIP, which we love,
Yes.
says, thank you for this beautiful program.
Oh, very nice. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Willie.
All right, we will see you all tomorrow at 5:30 or a couple minutes after. We'll see. See you all tomorrow. Have a great night. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.